Paradise of Death, Episode 3.
Quickly, Jeremy!
I'm stuck! I can't get my foot out of the...
That's better. Inside the TARDIS, we're safe.
Oh, my shoe got stuck in the mud.
But how could the TARDIS make a mistake like that, bringing us to the wrong planet? Is the Psycho-What's-It circuit still broken?
TARDIS didn't make a mistake, Brigadier. I did. I foolishly made the assumption that the hair on the cyclotelemeter came from a creature that is native of Paragon.
I see.
Well, I don't know what's going on, and I've only got one shoe now.
The cyclotelemeter guided TARDIS to the place of origin of the creature. And that was Blestanu, not Paragon.
Well, now we know. We better get a move on.
How do you propose to do that? We're in the right sector of the galaxy, certainly, but there must be several thousand possible planets to choose from.
I mean, I can't go wandering around the old universe like Diddle Diddle Dumpling, now can I?
What are you talking about?
My son John, you know, the nursery rhyme.
Of course, that's the answer. Stuck in the mud outside the door. Thank you, Jeremy.
Oh, really?
Right, got it. Yeah, there's your shoe, Jeremy.
Super.
And what's more to the point,
Well, what is it? What have you got?
from the way that soldier was cursing it, I'd say that Paragon is involved up to its eyes in this war. And knowing how our friend Freeth operates...
They supplied the arms.
Yeah, more than likely. So, this lump of shrapnel in the focus of the cyclotelemeter, in there, with a bit of luck should...
You can put the gun away. I'm not likely to try anything.
True.
In you go. Welcome to, what did you call it? Fortress Tragan. Very appropriate. Straight ahead and through the arch on the left.
Is this your home?
It is.
Lord.
This is the headquarters of the entertainment division of the corporation, of which I am vice chairman. I live over the shop, so to speak. So you see, you can't escape.
Is that you, Vice Chairman?
Well, who else could it be, Odin?
Well, I thought you were still in... the captain of the Presidential Guard is here, asking... Dragon, I'm coming in. You can't go in there. Come back!
This is insufferable. Captain Rudley, you've really gone too far this time.
Is this Sarah Jane Smith?
Well, how did you know that?
Are you all right, Miss Smith?
Just about.
Good. If you would like to come with
The
me.
Presidential Guard has no jurisdiction outside the palace. I'd be within my rights to have you kicked down the front steps.
I shouldn't advise you to try. I'm here on the direct orders of the President himself. Ready, Miss Smith?
I certainly am.
Miss Smith stays here.
Get out of the way.
You are of very little account in this society, Captain Rudley. If you take my advice...
Oh my goodness!
Come along, Miss Smith. I didn't hit him very hard. He's only with me.
Oh, you young puppy! I'll have you whipped for this!
Oh, my dear Anya, please stop fussing with my pulse rate. I assure you that I find my guests more stimulating entirely.
Yes, of course, President. Forgive me for interrupting you.
Ah, where were we? Oh, yes, your adventurous journey. Now, where was this war?
A planet by the name of Blestanu.
A war on Blestanu? No, I find that difficult to believe.
Yes, well, I assure you that we're not mistaken.
No, you were unlucky. A little local quarrel, no more.
Oh, you must be right, Your Excellency.
No. Please, Brigadier. We don't go to such extremes of ceremony. President will do very well. We are a democracy, after all.
It looked uncommonly like a war to me.
Of course, they had a very primitive tribal society when we first went to Blestanu, but we brought peace and prosperity as we do wherever we go. You know, if you stay on Paragon, you'll see visitors of many different alien races living together in harmony, but it takes a little while. I can't tell you the pleasure it gives me to welcome the representatives of the United Nations of Earth. too many of the planets we visit are very far from united.
And I think the word expresses a pious hope rather than a reality, President.
I see. You will, of course, be accorded the status of ambassadors during your stay with us.
Oh, Sarah!
Oh, thank the Lord.
Doctor!
I can't tell you how relieved I am, Sarah.
Oh, same here, but why aren't you dead? Oh, Doctor, am I glad you're not?
Yeah, I was quite chuffed myself.
Oh, and Doctor, I actually saw...
Later, Sarah, later.
May I introduce Miss Sarah Jane Smith, President?
I gather that you had an inadvertent ride with our Vice Chairman Tragan. You're welcome, Miss Smith.
Thank you.
He's what? Speak up, Tragan.
I said that he's invited them both to dinner.
But he mustn't. He can't. You'll have to stop him.
And how do you expect me to do that, Freeth? Are you ready to show our hand?
No, of course not, but this is terrible news. They might tell him anything, but you must do nothing until I have landed. No, wait. We must be prepared.
What do you mean?
You must neutralize the Presidential Guard, in case we have to advance our plans, but legally, Tragan, it must be done legally, do you hear me? First of all, get rid of that young whippersnapper, Rutley.
Nothing would give me greater pleasure.
And his face was a sort of purpley colour and covered in hairy warts.
Mauve, perhaps, rather than purple?
Well, yes, I suppose so.
A Naglon. I've had trouble with them before.
And then Freeth came through, and Tragan told him that I'd seen those dog things, and he said to keep me prisoner.
Were they dogs?
They looked like dogs, enormous fighting dogs, but they hadn't got any hair to speak of, and their skin was sort of leathery, like a lizard.
Fascinating. Parallel evolution. A reptilian canine. Did you notice the skin of that blessed new soldier, Brigadier?
I can't say I did. I had other things on my mind at the time.
Yeah, like being blown up.
Well, his face was leathery. Reptilian. The very words leapt to my mind.
Where do we go from here?
Nowhere. We stay and try to find out what's really going on in this paradise they're all so eager to share.
Well, what have you found out?
Rudley, Captain Waldo Rudley of the Presidential Guard. Native of Paracon. Father Carpal Rudley, lower upper middle class. Temple Guardian until the dissolution. Deceased. Mother...
Not his entire history, idiot! Is there anything against him?
No, not that I can... Oh, yes. Promotion to lieutenant, nearly blocked for a remark seemingly critical of government policy on bond servants. Yes, that's all.
I knew it. Anti-authority. A crypto-rebel.
Yes, Vice Chairman.
Right. Find out where he's going, what his schedule is. Do you understand?
Yes, Vice Chairman.
Sooner or later, he'll make a slip. I shall enjoy teaching him a lesson.
Sarah, you awake?
I'm just coming.
You asked me to give you a shout when it was nearly time to go to this do with Captain Rudley.
Gosh, I really zonked out. I think it must have been hyperlag or something. Hey, look, there's a couple of those ER couches.
Yeah?
Experienced reality, you know, like the brig tried in Space World. Come on, let's have a go.
Ooh, I'm just sitting in front of a big campfire warming my toes. I've got bare feet. Oh, in fact, not just my feet. I seem to be There's a girl. And she... Oh, my goodness me. No, don't do that. Well, really.
Jeremy, I do believe you're blushing.
Going a bit far.
Let's try number 77. I seem to be going through a forest or a jungle or... No, I've got some sort of gun thing. Oh, it's quite heavy. And there's someone I'm following. He's seen me. He started running, and I'm going after him. Oh, it must be one of those battle game things, you know, where they fire blobs of paint at one another.
Oh, yeah.
He's out in the open now. I'm raising the gun. I fire! Ow! Oh, it's got quite a kick. I've hit him! He's fallen over and he's pretending... No, he's really screaming. Oh! And I run over. There's a great hole in his back and I lift the gun and I... No, I can't do it! Oh my God!
Oh, Sarah, it's not real. Take it off.
That's sick. That's really sick.
It wasn't real. It was just a sort of film thingy, you know, special effects and all. Tomato ketchup.
Oh, Jeremy, it was real and I killed him. I deliberately lifted the gun and... No, it was real, all right.
I'm afraid it was. You didn't kill him, but he was killed when the recording was made.
But that's terrible.
I'm sorry, I should have warned you. You chose one of the high-numbered channels, did you?
77.
You don't have public executions on Earth?
Where we come from, we don't have the death penalty at all. Is that what that was?
He would have been plotting against the government or the corporation. If he'd been an active terrorist, he wouldn't even have been given that chance.
What chance did he have?
They have been known to get away, but those aren't the hunts that are put on the public networks. There must be a kill.
And people switch on for that?
They're the most popular channels.
We've been promised a paradise, President, but I must admit, we're a little short on detail. Background information, you might call it.
Yeah. You know, I'm proud to say that it was my grandfather who brought back the rapine seed in the first place. He was a trader, space hopping for new markets and new products. He spotted the potential of rapine straight away.
And it's on rapine that the paradise is built?
Exactly.
I'm sorry, but I don't understand.
Shall we clear, President?
Thank you, Olga. Tell me, Brigadier, what's the meat to your liking?
Delicious.
And the vegetables and the wine?
Excellent. Rather like a very good claret.
Well, not only all the food, but the plates you ate it from, the chair you're sitting on, indeed, very nearly everything you can see in this room is ultimately derived from the rapine plant.
Good Lord, that's incredible.
Yes, the generosity of the plant is incredible. There's nothing that a normal, civilized society might use that can't be manufactured or synthesized from rapine.
You mean you've even replaced metal?
Not even metal. And all this from a plant that will grow in any climate, on any type of fertile soil, and produce harvest after abundant harvest.
Forgive me, President. Do you know, you sound like a salesman trying to persuade a doubtful customer.
That's very clever of you, Doctor. That's exactly what I was for 30 years or more. An interplanetary salesman. But I wasn't selling rapine. I was selling dreams. I was selling riches. I was selling paradise.
Ready? Then off we go! What's up?
Well, I mean, there's nobody flying this thing.
No need! It's locked into the city grid, far safer.
Well, how does it know where to go?
It's pre-programmed with the coordinates of all the places I visit regularly.
Press button flying.
Exactly. Starting with the first button, which brings it back home.
Like an old hack to the stable. Super.
Well? Captain Rudley, Vice Chairman. He's on his way to a drinking party. Young people and outworlders, upper and middle class. 14th sector.
Have we anybody there?
A young Polonian by the name of Rasko Heldal, a very recent implant. He was in hospital last week for an infected tusk to be removed.
So he doesn't know he's transmitting?
No, sir.
All the better. Take a patrol and get out there. Patch yourself into Heldal's transmissions. And stand by, ready to arrest Rudley for speaking treason. Captain Rudley is going to regret his little display of lower, upper, middle-class arrogance.
So you have a population largely made up out of the unemployed?
Of shareholders, of consumers.
Well, they're on a very high dole, of course. Happily unemployed, apparently. You seem to have solved capitalism's biggest problem.
No, we've solved every problem. There's only one producer, you see, the corporation. So wasteful competition is replaced by rational planning. Our people have everything they could wish for everything that money can buy.
Most people spend practically all of their time on the experienced reality couches. Man will be a skimmer champion for a while, woman a batter ball leader, then they change. Fall in love with some singer perhaps, follow him everywhere, or spend all the time they can living the lives of an outworlder family on another planet. A play that goes on day after day after day and never ends.
It happens at home with the telly. People get hooked.
Exactly. Like a fish that's always looking for a new bait to swallow. And the favourite bait of all is the hunt, or the execution, when a terrorist is torn to pieces by the Great Butcher Toad in front of a worldwide audience. As it happens.
You mean live? Oh, I say.
It's disgusting.
I quite agree. The trouble is, it's too dangerous for those of us who think so to speak out. And all the time, the transmissions are getting crueler and bloodier.
Combat? What, hand-to-hand fighting?
With various types of weapons, yes. The game's one of the most popular spectacles.
But do you mean that they fight to the death, these fellows?
Well, any sport has its dangers. A climber can fall off a mountain, after all.
I think the Brigadier was asking if the combatants are actually trying to kill each other, President.
No, forgive me. I think I must rest. My stamina is not... Oh, please don't think I'm impolite. Please stay and finish the...
Come, President. Your guests will excuse you, I feel sure.
Thank you. We shall meet again soon, gentlemen.
Yes.
Gladiators, by Jiminy.
To keep the plebs quiet. The Romans had a word for it, or rather 3 words. Panem et circenses. Bread and circuses. It works then, it works now.
The President becomes very upset if he has to face some of the more disturbing aspects of modern life. To be honest, his mind refuses to take in the plain facts.
Yeah, well, that's an affliction which isn't confined to the aged by any means.
We try to shield him as much as we can. He's very old, the father of our people. Their love for him is one of the few things which gives me hope for the future.
Forgive me, but you...
Oh, just a bondservant, Doctor, the housekeeper. I'll leave you to drink your wine.
But there are 1 or 2 things
I've said too much already. Please don't leave. The President will return when he feels better.
Pretty rum sort of housekeeper, if you ask me.
Well, he's not the first president to be kept in the dark, and he won't be the last.
Help yourself to a little old glass of blip juice, do. Heldal, come and drink like wild.
Thanks, Gretel.
Drink?
The latest dance, and believe me, it can get wild when they get a few glasses of blip inside.
Vice Chairman, we're approaching the 14th sector and monitoring the transmission.
Very good. Do nothing till I tell you.
Hey, Gretel!
What, my little old toy soldier?
Where's the ambience pluralizer?
Lurks behind the drinks, doesn't it? Like a virgin at a blip do.
That's something I can't wait to see. Come on.
This thingy juice is delicious, your Sarah. You ought to try some.
Yeah, I'd go easy if I were you, Jeremy. That's how it gets its name. It sneaks up from behind and blips you. Now, here we are. Watch.
Gracious! I say, we're in a clearing in a forest. A jungly forest. I can smell the wet leaves.
Oh, I get it. It's like the desert the Camelius was in, sort of projected.
That's right. Recorded like experienced reality and projected into our brains.
Oh, enough, she cried. At boats, I draw the line. Do you want us to be seasick, then?
Sorry.
Oh, better. Oh, inordinately better. A moon brothel just suits my mood.
Take a few deep breaths. It'll soon go away.
Oh, you're as cold as an ice lizard, you are, Waldo Rudley. Never mind. We're going to watch the semi-final of the games later. That'll heat you up.
Why?
Why? Because it's exciting, that's why.
What games are those?
Killing games.
And what's wrong with the killing games?
Oh, I might have known you'd be here. Sarah, Jeremy, this is an old sparring partner of mine, Rasko Heldal from Polonia.
Hello.
Hi there.
I said, what's wrong with the killing games?
I don't like them, that's all.
Is that enough? Shall I go in with the patrol?
No. That's just an expression of feeling. That's not nearly enough yet.
Call yourself a soldier. Funny sort of soldier who doesn't like the killing.
My job is to protect the president. If that means I have to kill somebody, I'll do it. It's not in my contract of service that I also have to enjoy it.
But the games are a flame out. Everybody hots at the game.
That's one of the things I hate about them. What they do to us when we watch them, filling us with hate and lust.
His father was a temple guardian, you say?
Dead now.
Typical temple cant.
I certainly hate that Jen Hegger. Yeah. I hope the champion rips him into 1,000 pieces.
Some champion. Jen Hegger will slaughter him.
Oh, just look at their faces.
Yeah. There you are, you see. You actually want to see their guts spilling onto the sand. What's wrong with you all?
Nobody asks them to fight. It's their own choice.
You think so? Bond servants promised their freedom. Lower class morons bribed with a bundle of shares. Outworlders trying to make a name for themselves. Criminals threatened with the hunt. What sort of choices are those?
That's better. That's a lot better.
But sweet little old Waldo, think of the money the corporation makes. The last games alone nearly doubled our dividend.
You think it's right that the corporation should kill people just for the sake of some extra profit?
Ready, Odin?
Outside their door, Vice Chairman.
Oh, right. You'll be telling us it's a sin next.
What's wrong with it then?
I'll tell you what's wrong with it. It turns people into things. It is a sin. It's a sin against the spirit. The government ought to stop it, but they're in it up to their necks. Go, go, go!
Stand still, everybody! I said still! Stop that music! Waldo Rudley, you are arrested under the Treason Act of gross violation!
This is ridiculous! You know very well that I'm captain of the Presidential Guard.
The law knows no favourites. You've been speaking treason. You're under arrest.
No, but all he said...
Silence!
Quiet, or they'll take you too.
Move!
Sarah! Jeremy! Let the President know what...
Very satisfactory. And what are you going to do about it, Sarah Jane Smith?
What happens now? Is there any way that
music, please, Momi.
We've got to do something.
Forget him. He's dead.
No, but all he said was...
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! You'll have them back again. I'm not going to have my party spoiled by that odious young man.
Come on, Jeremy.
How are we going to... Come!
Running to the doctor, eh? I think it's time this charade was stopped.
But we don't know how to fly this thing.
Oh, yes, we do. All we have to do is to press the first button on the navigation panel, remember? See? It's going to take us home. And that must mean the President's house. And that means the doctor.
Even on their own terms, there's one thing missing from the Paradise equation, Brigadier.
The good Highland malt?
It could be expressed in several different ways. Nothing for nothing and precious little for sixpence, as King Lear very nearly said. There's no such thing as a free lunch, as you might have said if he'd thought of it. Or the higher the fewer.
I'm not with you, Doctor.
I mean, how can they keep taking all these riches from the soil if they never put anything back? The more they take, the less there'll be. I mean, the equation just doesn't balance.
So what are we going to do about it?
There's only one person who can find out the answers and still be safe. And that's the President himself. It seems to be quite clear that he's been kept in ignorance. Well, it's time that stopped. We must tell him the whole story.
What an excellent scheme, Doctor. And what a shame that you didn't think of it earlier.
What on earth do you think?
Don't move. This makes very little noise.
If you kill us, you'll never manage to keep it quiet.
You think not? I don't agree. Provided we terminate the contracts of all four of you, so to speak. The United Nations mission would, of course, leave a polite note of regret for its sudden departure. And are your friends on Earth going to send a search party to Paracon?
Doctor, Brigadier, will you forgive my lack of courtesy?
There's nothing to forgive, sir.
Vice Chairman Tragan?
Mr. Tragan had a message for us. But if you'll forgive me, I'm very pleased that he's here. as he can listen to what I have to say to you.
Yeah? Oh, yes, of course. What is it, Doctor?
Well, it relates to certain things that happened before we left Earth, sir.
Forgive me for interrupting.
Oh, never an interruption. It does my old heart good to see you back. Dr. Brigadier, may I introduce the chairman of the Paracon Corporation? My son, Balog Fritz.
Yes, your son, sir?
Yes, he took over from me when I resigned to run for president. Oh, would I have trusted my corporation to a stranger? Sit down, my boy. Pour yourself a glass. Now, the doctor is just about to tell us a story. I must say he has me thoroughly intrigued.
Yeah, well, I think the moment has passed, sir. If you'll forgive me, another time?
Oh, yes, of course, Doctor.
Thank you, sir.
Until tomorrow, then. No, not you, Vice Chairman Tragan. Before you go, I should like to hear what message can be so urgent that you consider it gives you permission.
We can't stay here now.
Yes, certainly not. But we can't leave without Sarah and Jeremy.
Oh, why do you always have to go so fast? I can't keep up.
We've got to get the doctor to talk to the president. Oh, they're not here.
In the bedrooms?
Doctor, Brigadier.
Sarah, thank goodness. Come on, there's no time to lose.
But where are we going?
To the TARDIS. We've got to get away from here.
But we can't go yet. They're going to kill Waldo.
What? Captain Rudley?
Just execute him, hunt him. Oh, what does it matter? We've got to stop them.
Oh, no.
What is it?
You didn't really think we'd be so stupid as to leave your ship unguarded, Doctor?
We meet again, Doctor. Just in time to say goodbye. And we've hardly got to know each other. To misquote a little, I think this could be the end of a beautiful friendship.
What are you going to do?
You've asked the wrong question, Doctor. You know very well what I'm going to do. The question is, how?
The Paradise of Death. Episode 4.
Get in there!
No need to push.
That's quite enough.
Can't you control your eager friends, Frith?
Alas, no, Doctor. They're no friends of mine, you see. Bosom pals of Vice Chairman Tragan, yes.
Sharing many of the same tastes, no doubt.
Oh, I expect so. They'll be outside the door with their little pop guns until I return. Why not try them out?
No, we can wait.
Yes, well, you'll have to, won't you? Wait and wonder. Do forgive me for deserting you. I'm sure you'll find some way of amusing yourselves.
We've got to do something about Waldo. They're going to kill him.
They intend to dispose of all of us.
Oh, I say, the rotten lot.
Can't quite think what they're waiting for.
Well, it's quite clear that they're frightened of the power that the President still has. But Frith has to convince his father that we've left Paracon before he can do anything final.
So what are we going to do?
There's nothing we can do, Brigadier. But wait.
Get out of the way. How dare you try to stop me?
Oh, I wouldn't do that, Chairman. Of course, you have the right to go in and see the President whenever you like. But he is retired for the night, you see. He'll be asleep by now. You know how he hates to be disturbed.
Very well. Tell the President that I shall be coming to see him immediately after breakfast.
I'm sure that would be best, sir.
Good morning, Captain Rudley. I do hope you had a bad night.
I demand to see the President. I have a right to...
No, you have no rights. You forfeited all rights when you chose to incite your fellow guests to treason.
But that's ridiculous. I was merely...
You seem to forget that we have a full ER recording of your offence. Everything will be conducted according to the due process of law. That recording will be played immediately before the transmission of the carrying out of your sentence, so that justice may be seen to be done.
You mean to frighten everybody into behaving themselves?
Oh, you're uncommonly bright for a military man, Captain. Now then, to business. Speaking for myself, I should prefer to see you slowly dismembered by an over-curious Kranjal ape, or chewed to death by a swarm of soldier chais.
Of course.
However, the law grants you the privilege of choosing to volunteer as a combatant in the games, instead of being a participant in the hunt. I have to offer you that choice.
Kill or be killed?
Well, some have survived for several years. Last night's victor, for example.
To date, I believe Jen Heger has finished off over 80 challenges. Murder as a way of life somehow doesn't appeal. I may be a fool, Tragan, but I'm not a hypocrite.
Death before dishonor? How very noble.
What's this then?
Food for the prisoners.
Nobody said anything
From
about
the
that.
President's kitchen.
Oh. Well, I suppose it's all right then. Keep an eye on you.
Okay.
All right, get back, you lot. I said back. Right, bring it in then.
Oh, breakfast!
Keep back. Now listen here. You stay back until I close the door again. And then you can stuff yourself silly for all I care, got it?
How can you resist such an elegant invitation?
Guard, look here.
What?
Come and see.
Where's it? I can't see anything.
No, down there.
Well done!
Doctor, quick, by the door. Yed, I think he's fainted.
What's going on here? Hey!
Very neat, Doctor. I couldn't have done it better myself.
Who? I mean, what?
No time for explanations now. Come on.
They escaped during the night.
No, not during the night. During the last few minutes.
They won't try their ship again. Get off the line, Freeth. I'll seal the building off.
I must say, Tragan, the performance of your gods.
Get off the line.
Into the small fly car.
Blue one.
Where's Jeremy? Jeremy, over here! Came round the corner. There you were gone.
Stop, fire!
Quickly!
On your hits, Jeremy! Give me a hand!
He got my arm.
Don't worry, I can fly it. Right now, hang on!
All units. Apprehend fugitives leaving Presidential Palace.
It's tuned to the patrol frequency.
I repeat, apprehend fugitives leaving Presidential Palace.
There's one now.
Don't worry, I'll soon lose him.
Oh, I say! There's supposed to be a speed limiter, but I removed the governor.
What a woman! Isn't there a risk of positive feedback in the helical particle generator?
Well, not if you know these craft?
There's not much the doctor doesn't know.
It's very like the skimmers we used to fly when I was a boy on Gallifrey. You never forget how to ride a bicycle, do you? Now then, where to?
Lost them?
We were just too late.
Then find them, Tragan.
They were in an ordinary, small fly car like any one of thousands. How would you suggest I set about it?
I'm sorry to hear it. Waldo Rudley was always an impetuous young man.
But what can we do?
Oh, he's in no immediate danger. It'll take time to organize the hunt. Then we'll see what we can do.
How's your arm?
Still can't move it, but the feeling's beginning to come back.
Yes, it's as I thought. It was an energy-blocking stun gun.
Quite right, Doctor.
Lucky he was at extreme range.
It's not the first time, I must admit.
Well, the housekeepers on Paracon seem to lead surprisingly full lives. That was a prettier piece of unarmed combat back there as I've seen in years.
And you, Doctor?
Oh, a similar discipline, I suspect. I call it Venusian Aikido.
Yes, all very fine, and we're enormously grateful and all that, but if you'll forgive me, who exactly are you, and where are you taking us? You're not really the President's servant, are you?
I have loved him and protected him. And now I shall never be able to return. I'm taking you to my real home.
Wowie zowie, look at that, it's the size of a rugger pitch.
The space freighter. Yes, the interplanetary freighter pads are scattered all around the perimeter of the city.
You mean that thing's full of goods of some sort?
Or raw material coming in, or manufactures...
Rapine.
Exactly. The whole plant, its flowers, foliage, stems, roots, seeds, and going back, everything Parakan can manufacture. They say that there's a corporation freighter either landing or taking off from somewhere on the planet for every 20 breaths you take. And I say those freighters are killing us, as surely as the corporation killed the land below us.
Looks like sea. Are we flying over the ocean?
Look again, Brigadier.
Well, that looks like a tree stump or something.
It's a desert, isn't it? An enormous dust bowl.
The President told you that Parakan is a paradise. It's more like a hell. But it used to be a paradise in earlier times, a lush green paradise where the people hunted and planted their crops.
The Golden Age.
I heard the President tell you that rapine is a generous plant. Rapine is greed. It takes the best from the earth and puts nothing back. It's taught us all how to be greedy too.
Doesn't anything grow on Parakan anymore?
Practically nothing. All the accessible fertile land was turned over entirely to rapine. You can see the result.
I think that's terrible.
There are a few patches of wilderness left where the terrain made it difficult to farm. That's where we're going now, to the largest. It's known as the Lacan, the place of no hope. But to me it holds the last hope of Parakan.
This Anya. Who is she? Where does she come from?
That is precisely what I'm checking at the moment. Ah, here we are. Anya Farjan, bond servant to the President. Previous employer, Katian Glessy, deceased. Highly recommended. Previous records unavailable. Reference...
Unavailable.
I thought as much. Her previous records were destroyed in the Temple dissolution riots.
I see. So our only lead is this Katian Glessy, correct?
So it would seem.
And she's dead.
Oh, my name wasn't Anya Farjan in those days. It was Katian Glessy, and I was a research biologist with the corporation. A good one, too. I loved the work.
You see, I said she wasn't just a housekeeper.
I was so immersed in my research that I thought of nothing else. Ordinary life seemed to be nothing but an irritating interruption.
Yes, it can easily happen.
It was the work that hid me from the hell we were creating for ourselves.
What did you do?
I ran away. Look, that's where we're going, dead ahead.
Looks like an island.
A green island in a yellow sea.
You say that this is your real home? A jungle full of wild beasts?
Not quite. In the middle of the Lacan, with rocky hills all round, it'd be too much to call them mountains. There's a high valley which is just as Parakan used to be long ago, long before Rapine. And the only one of the original tribes never to have been conquered are living their lives there as they have done since the beginning. They call it Kimonia, Skyland. That's my home.
So I make for the center.
Oh, no, Doctor, we can't take the chance of leading the corporation there. You see, I'm not the only one to run away. There are hundreds of us by now. We go in on foot, I'm afraid.
Yummy, aren't they? I could go on eating them for yonks. Like a champagne cocktail.
I was about to say, like a sherbet dip.
I wonder what these red ones...
No, for Pete's sake, Jeremy, don't you ever listen? They only look like fruit. Those are the sort of land jellyfish things that Anya said eat you up from the inside.
Don't think I like this place. What's the doctor doing to Anya's arm?
Sort of laying on of hands. Let's go and see.
As the stun gun blocked the energy flow, so we have to reverse the effect.
Reverse the polarity of the neutron flow, eh, Doctor?
You may mock, Lethbridge Stewart. I know as well as you, that expression would sound like nonsense to a classical subatomic physicist.
What?
Well, now I'm reversing the pseudo-polarity of the metaphorical synapses in Onya's putative energy channels. And that's just as nonsensical and just as effective.
I haven't a clue what you're talking about.
Oh, but I have. Might be my old teacher talking. Thank you, Doctor. It's completely better. Look.
Well, bless my soul.
Right, if you've had enough breakfast...
Oh, yes, super.
Well, before we set out, we all have to be deactivated, just in case.
In case of what?
In case any of us have had ER transmission needles implanted in our brains. Has anyone been alone with Vice Chairman Tragan or any of his people?
Please, I'd rather not think about it.
Well, I doubt if you were implanted. They'd have been onto us by now.
Well, there was nothing like that. Plenty of other nasties, but nothing like that.
Well, you wouldn't necessarily remember having an implantation, but if you had, you could lead them straight to Skyland. We daren't take the risk.
Will I feel anything?
No, not a thing. Just hold these electrodes to your temples. The needles are made of a biocompatible organic polymer which is disposed of by the body within a relatively short time. This merely speeds up the process. Right, who's next? We'll have to hurry. It's quite a way.
Rance. Rance.
What does it mean?
Can't you get someone else to take this on? I get a bigger kick out of watching the grass growing.
What's got into you today?
I've got a sore head, I need a drink, and I'm missing my wife. Next question?
Okay, just cool down. Somebody's got to do it, okay? Anything to report?
No, not a lot. Interference on the ER matrix, right on the edge of the Lacan.
God help us, not another hunt.
No, there's no transmission, just this... There it is again.
That's the deactivator. Anya must be bringing someone through.
You'd better tell Kaido that their Mammonia's on her way.
What's going to Kaido's people? Kaido! Kaido, what's going on?
A big feast tonight. We are killing our fattest deer. Mammonia's coming. Excuse me, please. I have much to do.
And I'll never get to the bottom of these people.
No.
How the hell did he know that?
I say, give a chap a chance. Slow down a bit.
Must say, I could do with a breather myself.
I'm sorry, I'm apt to forget.
So, Anya, your training was physical as well as spiritual.
Oh, it's difficult to disentangle the two, but I've still a long way to go. If I had the skill the tribe think I have, the skill my teacher had, I've tried to tell them. Well, I wouldn't need this to find my way.
What is it? A compass?
It's a direction finder calibrated to the ER matrix the entertainments division uses for the hunt. I've programmed it for Skyland.
Help me! Help me quickly!
Jeremy! Keep very still!
I can't do anything else! It's got me by the foot!
Right, now listen, everybody. Stand still and be very quiet. Have you any idea what it might be, Anya?
No, unless it's a trap lizard. You'd have to cut off its head before a trap lizard would let go. And if it's an arrow serpent, we're all in trouble.
Right, everybody, stay here. I'm going to have a look. And it's all right, Jeremy. We'll soon have you out of there. Shh, now quiet. Shush. All right, Jeremy. You can come out now.
It's still got me!
You have caught your ankle between two tree roots.
Oh, Jeremy!
Oh, so I have. Sorry.
For Pete's sake. Come on, let's get a move on.
Chop, chop.
Oh. Good of you to spare the time from your busy schedule, Tragan.
A pleasure, Chairman.
No, don't sit down. I know you'll be dying to get back to, whatever it is you find to fill your time. You will forgive me if I finish my lunch.
Of course.
So, Waldo Rudley is even now winging his way to his fated destiny. Or is that a tautology? Well, never mind. Let us hope he meets his pleonastic doom. And like your recent candidates, little hobby of yours, is it, letting people escape?
Captain Rudley's on his way to the Lacan, yes.
I shall enjoy watching him squeal. You know, it's amazing. When getting one's trotters into the trough and one's snout into a glass or two of slosh will do for the spirits trade, I begin to feel optimistic again.
I'm glad to hear it.
After all, what harm can these wretched people do to us now? They can't return to Earth as long as we hold their ship. And as for the rest, aren't they fugitives? If they show a nose above the parapet, pop. I've always enjoyed shooting a little sitting bird.
All the same, Chairman, I think it would be as well to tread very delicately until we're sure.
Ow, belts and braces. Belts and braces every time. And that's why you're going to find them for me, like the nasty little neglon you are. and destroy them. Aren't you, Tragan? My pet.
Not long now. When we get to the top, you'll be able to see the valley. That's when I feel I've come home, to my family.
When I lost my teacher, I felt as if my father had died.
Old Darshi was father to the whole tribe. He was the one who changed my name. You see, it was his healing that brought me back to some sort of sanity. He showed me how to untie the knots in my mind, how to let the clouds melt away so that I could see the sky again.
The self-same image he used.
So he called me Anya Farjan, Skyborn, or Born of the Sky. And when he died, I was there to take his place in the tribe.
Oh, Lord! Oh, Jeremy, not again! A big lizard thingy ran right across my toes.
Well, it didn't bite them, did it? Now, please, may we get quiet. Listen.
What is it?
That's no lizard.
Oh, my word. I told you I still had a lot to learn. I nearly led you straight into the territory of a Gargan. Get down! He's very short-sighted and nearly deaf, but his sense of smell... Here he comes.
I haven't seen teeth that size since the last Tyrannosaurus I met.
He's taking off for the trees again. He's going after that lizard thingy.
But why didn't he sniff us out if he's so good at scenting things?
We're outside his territory. He builds a sort of cave, you see. Yes, look, you can just see it over there. And he marks out his domain with a line of rocks. And if any creature steps within its boundaries, he'll follow its scent until he finds it and eats it. He never gives up. It's starve first. Oh, if we put a foot over that line, we'd all be dead.
Well, I don't mind telling you I'm pooped.
Oh, do stop whinging.
Well, I should both save your breath if I were you.
There you are. Kimonia, the land in the sky.
Good gracious.
It's beautiful.
Well, perhaps we've all come home.
Hey, look at those whopping great birds.
They're not birds. Bats. Giant bats.
It's Kaido and his people coming to meet us.
You mean that the Kimonia tribe are bats?
No, Brigadier. They're riding them. Look.
Greetings, Mamonia. Our mother has returned to us.
Greetings, Kaido. I return with great happiness. I bring more friends to meet you.
Greetings, Kaido.
I give a welcome to the friends of Mamonia. You look tired.
Eh?
He's being polite. He wants to offer us a lift down to the village.
On those things?
Well, I'm game.
Well, what are we waiting for? Thank you, Kaido. One on each?
That's right, behind the rider.
Bit of a dicey proposition, if you ask me. Oh, well, here goes.
There's no saddle or anything.
Just hang on to the fur, boy.
Yes. Oh, I say!
Oh, if the corn could see me now!
Chairman, we are about to release Rudley into the Lacan. If you wish, I can route the transmissions of the hunt as we record them through to your ER receiver on channels 97 and 98.
No, I'll come down to the control room.
Very well.
But, Mr. Rance, isn't that a stun gun?
If we're going to overturn Freeth and his gang, we've got to have weapons. We've got a certain number of old-fashioned firearms, but we've also acquired a few of the Entertainment Division security weapons.
But I won't let him even consider using them.
They seem rather effective to me.
A barbarous weapon. A full charge means total permanent paralysis, a nasty lingering death. How can the new Parakan be based on such a thing? We'd be no better than those we fight.
So you're converting them into simple, old-fashioned stun guns?
Which will knock out the target for only a short while, exactly. And down there, we can scan the ER frequencies to try to pick up the hunts in the Lacan area. We managed to save 7 so far. How's it going, Meaden?
I'm as bored as I was 3 hours ago.
Hi there.
Hello, you two. Happy with your quarters?
It's like Toy Town. All those little huts. Super.
Hang on. I thought I had something there. Yep, there it is again. Yep. He's on the run, all right.
Right, put it on the monitor matrix so that we can all experience it.
Poor devil.
No, it must be Waldo.
He was quite near. Look at the coordinates, just over the eastern hills.
Try scanning the other channel for the hunters.
Isn't that rather a tall order?
It's usually a nearby frequency. They've very little imagination, these people.
Got him. Look. Dodgy behind that outcrop. Now don't lose him.
Yes, Waldo, I can see him. Oh, you've got to do something.
Hang on, the fool's making for the Gargan territory.
Oh, no.
I'll have to try and stop him.
Do something.
Steady.
He shot him. The incompetent imbecile.
Standing orders. He's tried to wing him. If he once goes into a Gargan area, nobody can follow him. Our part of the hunt would be over. Though, of course, once the Gargan returns, we could at least enjoy his reaction to being, eaten alive.
That's it then. I'm not going in after him. Come on, let's get back. Bit of luck, really. I promise to take the kids to the big fight tomorrow.
Switch to the quarry, maiden.
Oh, he's going into the Gargan den. Oh, that's the worst possible thing he could...
We've got to try. Oh, what happened? I felt as if I was falling over.
It was Waldo who fell over. You experienced it with him.
Contact gone.
He's lost consciousness, that's why. There are no sense data to transmit.
Stay on the frequency.
We've got to go and get him out before that thing comes back.
That's impossible. We'd just be adding our own deaths to his.
But if we hunt the Gargan down before it gets him...
You can't.
The Camonia people, they're hunters. Surely they'd be able to...
No, you don't understand. All life is sacred to the Camonia, even the life of the beasts they eat. But the Gargan is holy. He stands for the spirit of life and death.
Oh, Doctor, please, we must do something now.
Sarah, it'd be worse than useless. We've got to find out the facts first.
You mean they won't kill a Gargan in any circumstances?
Never. And if you were to do it, it would destroy everything we've built up here. It's their greatest taboo.
Come on, Jeremy.
When you come into this life, death is inevitable.
What's that you've got? I nicked the direction finder. It's just a matter of putting in the coordinates of the cave from the ER monitor. There, done it. Come on.
Well, congratulations, Tragan. Your people have proved themselves as efficient as their colleagues. Have you ever heard the saying, a fish rots from the head downwards? No? Think about it in bed tonight, if you can't sleep.
All I can do is talk to Kaido, but I'm not very hopeful.
If there's anything that I can...
No, forgive me. It would be better if I can see him alone.
Our hands are tied, Brigadier. Even if we could lure the creature away, the poor boy's still doomed.
Unless we could get him right away from this place.
Yes, but if we do that, wait a minute, where's Sarah? And Jeremy?
Haven't seen them for some time.
Oh, the little fools. They've gone to try a great romantic rescue. We'll have to stop them.
Well, do you know the way?
Of course I do. We flew over the whole area, didn't we? Well, are you coming?
Well, I'll catch you up.
Oh, can't you go any faster?
You go ahead.
No, you might lose your way.
I'm sorry, I've got to stop. I'm puffed out.
Oh, Jeremy.
No sign of them.
Yes, well, they're younger than we are. By several hundred years.
Speak for yourself, Doctor.
I don't know. Anya said that if we step across that line
Oh,
of
no, we
rocks...
can't worry about that now. Oh, be quiet, for heaven's sake. Let's just pray the Gargan isn't in the cave. No, it's all right. It hasn't come back. Thank God, there's Waldo. Waldo!
I say, he hasn't half lost a lot of blood.
Waldo, can you hear me? Wake up, please.
Well, there's the cave, but there's still no sign of either.
What was that?
There they are! And they've got the boy!
It's a blasted monster and it's right behind them!
Oh, he's awfully heavy. Oh, Waldo, wake up. Try to walk. Oh, Waldo, try. You've got to try. Please!
Oh.